Hello, nerds, and welcome. We are crossing the Nerdverse, bringing you yet another episode. My name is Travis. I'm joined, as always, by my fantastic co-hosts, Eric, Ryan, and Clark. This week's topic, we're going to be talking about what we're looking forward to, what we're looking forward to in the year 2024. I would like to skip the hey, how are yous and get into a common New Year's tradition and see what everybody's New Year's resolutions were. And I think we should start with Clark.
Ooh, resolutions. This should be fun.
Well, I don't do typical New Year's resolutions because statistically the reason that they fail is they're too large and overarching and people give up because they don't see results quickly. So instead, I pick a goal for every month. So
Nice.
your habitual thing is if you can do something habitually for 30 days, you can pick up the habit. So a lot of mine are kind of just reaffirming good habits. So the month of January is take my vitamins every day. The month of February is work out 4 times a week. The month of March is drink water, you dumb hoe. Because I constantly forget to drink water. I drink it during this podcast because I'm like, oh, I now need to do something. But
Eric never drinks water because that's where fish poop, and so
understandable.
it's nothing but beer, Mountain Dew, and wild cherry Pepsi.
Nice.
Ooh, interesting with the wild cherry Pepsi.
No,
Mountain Dew. Had that.
Mountain Dew Baja Blast is currently back at the grocery store, so I will be stocking.
It's back in the grocery store? Yeah, I'm about to lose all of my teeth, and Ryan's about to take out a second mortgage on his house.
Yeah, I'm about to put on some weight. Talk about things changing in 2024 that we're looking forward to.
Yeah, it's like people hoarded toilet paper in 2022. Like I hoard Mountain Dew Baja Blast whenever it comes out once a year.
Nice.
So,
I'm sure it's absolutely poison too, right?
I'm sure it's full of nothing but terrible stuff.
All right, let's be positive. Maybe it'll help you get superpowers. We don't know.
Oh, that's true.
What's
it's chemical
The episode of Futurama where Fry drinks so much Slurm he glows in the dark.
See?
Or when he drinks all that coffee and he can just like move through time because he got like 100 free things of coffee.
100 cups of coffee.
Yeah. So,
let's look at positives.
That's my kind of New Year's. And then some of it is like I got my guitar for Christmas, so it's practice guitar an hour every other day or something like that. So I'll be ripping Freebird in no time.
Sweet. What kind of guitar?
Freebird.
It's a Fender Squier. So I just got like a super basic one. As I got back into it, I might get a Gibson in a little bit, but I used to play in high school. So electric, right? If that was the actual question.
Yeah, that was my actual question.
Oopsies.
But no,
I do appreciate the specificity though.
I recognize those brands. My sister is a guitar collector.
Oh, nice. That's great.
My dad actually makes acoustic guitars, like by hand makes acoustic guitars.
I'd actually completely forgotten about that.
Yeah, so if any of you out there want a really nice, very well-made, handcrafted guitar, let us know. I'll put you in touch with someone you can buy it from. They're not cheap. I'm going to let you know that right now. My dad uses very high-quality material to include like real abalone shell for the fretboards and turquoise sometimes for like fret, like the little fret markers and stuff, like on the neck. He's built one out of oak. He's done one out of mahogany. He's done one out of curly maple. He did one out of crosscut maple, which was super nice.
Could I get him to make one shaped like Pikachu?
No, he's not going to do special shapes. His shaper only does like traditional guitar shape. So you can have a traditional guitar shaped guitar.
Trying to
put a Pikachu sticker on it.
Yeah.
I guess for an acoustic guitar, you could use his like tummy as the hollow area.
And then just attach some ears up on the top.
The tail is the neck, and it's actually backwards.
Yes,
you could do that.
Yeah.
But yes, electric
just
guitar.
Please do it after you purchase it from him.
Okay.
Don't
that's actually kind of cool.
That's things to it because I don't think he would.
That's a nerdverse we don't cover very often. Actually, is music and instruments. So, any of you music nerds out there that are excited about instruments or questions about the guitar, be sure and hit us up.
We'll bring my sister in. She collects very expensive guitars. to
I'm
include her
assuming she
like.
plays them.
Yes, she has one
Okay.
guitar I think that appraised by itself at like $33,000.
Ugh.
Like every
I
car
don't.
I drive is cheaper than this guitar.
I don't want something like that because what if I drop it?
Yeah, I'd be too afraid to play it.
Ugh.
Oh,
Like,
she played it once to see if it
yeah,
worked, got it appraised, realized how expensive it was, immediately got
put it
a
behind
padded,
glass.
crushed, like I think it was like beaver felt or something like that, lined case, like it's
I mean,
humidity controlled, like yeah, this thing.
All right.
I've seen what I touch with my little grippers. It should not be touching a $30,000 guitar.
Yeah, dude, it's wild how expensive that guitar is. I think
Strumming
it could
with
be a
the
little less, but
Nerdverse.
whatever.
Ubisoft
Strumming
Strumming
with
with
the
the
Nerdverse.
Nerdverse.
Ubisoft actually made, I can't remember what it's called. I think Rocksmith Plus. It's a video game like that teaches you how to play guitar and I think several other instruments. And I'm gonna give that a try.
Interesting.
I've
Nice.
heard about that actually. It
So
sounded
it
pretty
looks
cool.
really cool. So I will
I just got
let you know.
inspired by Animal from the Muppets, and that's why I learned to play drums.
I have a
That's
nice.
fair.
He was my favorite Muppet.
I have a nice electric drum kit that I don't use other than to put stuff on. It's a lot of tables everywhere.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a bunch of really small round tables that can't hold a lot.
But
Eric's
they
New
just
Year's
play, like,
resolution is to figure out
Transformers.
what all is stacked on top of his drum kit.
No. Although
Maybe.
All
it
right,
is
Eric,
a good one.
what's your resolution? We've already dunked on you twice. We'll give you a chance.
I am going to learn how to make videos of Pikachu versus all these things I talked about throughout last year.
Ooh, video
So-
creation. Nice.
I'm also quitting this podcast after that announcement. In case you guys were curious, this is it. This is my final episode, everyone. Thank you.
That's not enough to run me off. I'll stay for the Pikachu era.
I'm gonna
I-
figure this out. I want to see. Statistically, I can't do it where it'll be correct, but I just want like little pictures.
Ryan's just dumping him into like a whole bunch of other universes. Have him fight Yu Yu Hakusho. Like
Yeah.
the whole team, just everybody like on Team Urameshi. Just let him go.
And
Based on his description, it's not true animation. He's essentially taking two pictures, putting them on little like digital sticks, and going fight.
yeah, kind
Like,
of.
there's no actual. He's still deciding the outcome.
I
Yeah,
am.
You should just.
Do you guys remember
Oh, I
was
could
it Potter
randomize
Puppet
it.
Pals?
Yeah, there you
For
go.
those of you wondering, that's my wife there in the background as we're recording. Say hi to everyone.
Ooh, wife and son.
Oh,
Um,
and the baby. Wave. You're on camera. Wave.
Ah.
But I do honestly like. I could probably randomize it.
I was thinking like the Potter Puppet Pals, where they just have the paper cut black and white cutouts of the
Yeah.
characters on popsicle sticks, and then you just kind of like whack them on one another.
That's how it's
See,
probably going to start, to be totally honest, because I'm not good enough to do real digital animation, and then
Because
eventually it
filming
will
it on
grow
his
from
phone.
there.
I'll
See,
stop. I'm gonna be more positive, Eric. That's a good goal. I hope you stick to it and accomplish it. That would be dope to see you do some video creating stuff.
And I actually do want to. By the end of this year, I do actually want to be good enough at jiu-jitsu to like start doing tournaments the following year.
Ooh, double tap.
Because I only
jiu-jitsu and
I only
animation.
do 2 days a week because it's really tough schedule to get in because it's limited hours there. So
You've
there's
been
no way
watching
I
that
could probably be
JJK?
ready before. I mean, if I could
Jujutsu
start
Kaisen.
doing that shit by the end of the year, that would be impressive.
Oh, my goal
I
for
mean,
the
I'll
year is
eat
to get
fingers.
isekai'd.
I was
and-
like, just eat demon food. Yeah, Clark's looking to get isekai. She's jumping in front of every jingle truck
oh
she
yeah.
can find. Like, if it's a Mitsubishi flatbed, let me tell you.
We don't have a lot of those in
Ryan,
Texas. It's me jumping
Ryan,
forward
Ryan, what do you-
F-150s.
But that doesn't isekai you. That sends you to like the Weird West from Deadlands Reloaded.
Right.
Oh no.
For those of you wondering, that's my Cane Corso now wandering aimlessly through the background. He'll come put his nose on me in a moment. Got a lot happening in my house tonight.
Very active.
Yeah. Ryan, what are your goals, man?
Well, I know y'all are just gonna poke fun of me about it because it's sappy, but my New Year's resolution was to take my wife out on a date at least once a month this year.
I thought you
very
were just
nice.
gonna say one, like take my
At
wife out
least
on
once
a
this
date,
year.
and I was gonna be
Yeah.
like, I
That
think
might be
we can
more
set the bar a
realistic,
little
but
higher.
Yeah.
but no, yeah, that's a legitimate thing. We noticed last year that it had been a while since our last like date night, and we started trying to crunch the numbers, and it just you do the grown up thing, right? You get so wrapped up in the work and the kids and the shenanigans that it just kind of gets lost. And we realized we hadn't been out on an actual like just the two of us date in literal years.
Such a
which
good song.
What?
Just the
what?
two of us?
Oh,
Oh,
just
okay.
okay.
I
I'm
was
glad
like,
I wasn't the only
literal
one that
date
was
in
like,
2 years?
okay,
Yeah, I
Eric,
was like,
I'll bite.
show your math. Oh,
But yeah, so that was my big New Year's resolution, and I'm gonna shoot. Actually, to be honest with you, I'm gonna shoot for twice a month because 2 paydays, so make it work. But my resolution is for once a month because if I can't take a beautiful woman out one night out of 30, I'm doing something wrong. So
I like
That's-
it.
that's good. That's a
All right,
that's
Travis.
that's a very nice, very sweet
It's
goal.
good and achievable.
Yeah, it's good and achievable, and it'll be good for you guys. Get out of the
Yeah.
house, go do fun stuff. You live in a very like picturesque area of New Mexico too, so you guys got plenty of options.
oh yeah, I'm feeling very confident about it.
You make a Hallmark movie.
They actually
Yeah.
did. If you don't mind me stepping in front of Travis's here. So
All right.
my hometown, my home village, was featured in what is possibly the worst Hallmark style Christmas movie of all time, and I'm going to encourage everyone to go and watch it. So it's called The Christmas Classic, and I think it's on Paramount and Prime. And it
Yeah.
is set in my hometown. They filmed it here in my hometown. Very, very excited. Worst representation of my hometown of all time. Just an absolutely terrible, must have been written by AI movie. I'm going to be honest with you, but I'm super proud of it, and I'm encouraging everybody to go and watch it because it's gloriously bad.
I'm not. I don't do Christmas movies unless it's Peanuts. Like if it's not Charlie Brown Christmas, I'm not in. It's either it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Charlie Brown Christmas, and maybe the animated version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and that's it. Like that's
No
and I'm
elf?
capped. No,
Real
I-
picky.
I don't like Will Ferrell. He's not funny.
I'm with
I kind
Travis
of
on this one.
agree.
He's not funny.
I'm
Will Ferrell stopped being
leaving.
funny the minute he left the SNL set.
I love Will Ferrell.
Now, I will admit that
It's
Elf
okay to love
ended
Will
up
Ferrell.
having some endearing moments, and I liked the one he did with Ryan Reynolds. Scrooged? Spirited.
I don't think
Spirited.
Spirited, yeah, where he is Scrooge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't.
And
Or
so
I haven't
was.
seen that one.
It's cute.
that one
only-
actually, I'll admit, was pretty awesome. I don't know if it was because Will Ferrell did a lot better, or if because it's Ryan Reynolds, and so he touched it and it turned into gold. But I did enjoy that one quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean the only Will Ferrell movie that I've ever really liked, and that was just because other people around it would quote it, and it made me laugh and smile, and has like very core memories of me being on deployment with my homies. Was Talladega Nights, and it's literally like 3 parts. It's the I don't
Not
know what
old
to do with my
school?
hands.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with my hands.
It was
You don't like old school?
okay. I'll rewind that. There is one good Will Ferrell movie because Old School was pretty funny.
Yeah, Old School was
absolutely.
all right.
I'll
Frank
rewind
the
that. So there's
Tank.
one Frank the Tank.
I
Yeah.
was Frank the
That
Tank.
honestly,
Go streaking.
we're going streaking, and you're my boy Baloo. We're both like classic moments in that. But yeah,
You know he
Talladega Nights
ad-libs
is very
like
quotable.
80% of his movies. Or like,
That's fine.
not ad-libs. What's improv? There
Improv?
we go. I
Improv.
could think of
Yeah.
that.
Any case, let's yank the lever here. Travis, what
Oh,
were
yeah,
your
my goals.
New Year's resolutions?
So first one is to finish Clark's armies.
That's
Yeah,
respectable.
we've gotten to the prep stage where I already have like I've looked at the sprues and like the diagrams of how all of them are supposed to go together, and I think I understand where I want to start. But like I had told Clark, I was like, I can't give you a timeline, and Clark's like, well, I'm not going to paint them, so they can just stay at your house. And so every time I interact with her, I'm just like, I still have to start it, like just just to let you know, like
And I'm like, you're still further along than I would have been.
yeah. Clark's like, I wasn't even going to leave the contemplative stage. They were just going to be in that box, and then that was it.
Honestly, when I played, I was just going to put the little sheets out on the table and be like, all right.
Just shove your rule book across the battlefield. So I'm gonna do
Imagine
that.
these minis.
My other goal is to finish what I like to call the Primarch project, which is where I've been painting a Primarch for each of my very close friends and sending it out to them. I am actually almost finished with Corvus Corax, which I will be taking to Jimmy Bones, if you guys remember the comic book episode where he joined us. And then the next one, because I've been dreading it for so long and I can't keep putting it off, I'm going to start working on Vulcan for Ryan, which is probably going to be one of the hardest things I've ever painted in my entire life because he had to pick the most complicated color scheme of any of the Primarchs with shiny green metallic. So
I regret nothing. I'm looking forward to it so much.
yeah, you're going to get a
Bones is
Vulcan.
also in the audience currently on YouTube.
Hey, welcome,
Hey,
Bones.
Bones! We'll see you. We'll
Him
see you
and
soon,
John.
big guy. We get to hang out.
Oh,
All right,
look
so
at
just
you
to confirm,
guys.
we're live on YouTube. Or are we live on Facebook?
No.
All right,
Too
just
much.
live on YouTube.
Yeah. It's too
We're
much
also
for my
live in
much
our
live.
computer.
respective homes.
And
Not
in
that you think
everyone's
I'm
hearts
dead
and
inside.
minds.
Dead
Everyone's
inside
hearts
doesn't get
and
you
minds.
isekai'd. Ooh, that's a good saying. That's a slogan. Clark's new tattoo.
Rather be isekai'd, my new bumper sticker.
Like I said, Clark's on the hunt for any jingle truck and
Jesus.
Only
Well,
if I get
and-
an OP skill.
I'm
gonna
actually gonna
laugh
jump
if you
in
just get isekai'd
right
into
here.
a world where you're exactly like you are now. Like
Right?
All right.
Just a dupe. I'm
you're
actually
back
gonna
in
jump
the
in right
office
now
at Bungie.
and let everybody know that we're very excited. The reason I asked about live on YouTube versus live on Facebook is because it took us a fair amount of time to be able to get live on YouTube. We're very excited to be able to do that. And so I'm going to take a moment to thank everybody that does all the fancy algorithm things for us. You know, give us a like and a share and tell your friends to check out what we're doing here. Of course, we do this for everybody that listens to us on Spotify and anywhere else that you get your podcasts. And we are super appreciative of that. Even if it is something that you turn us down, put us in the background and start to paint your minis, it's something that we really appreciate. And so I'm going to encourage everybody that is listening to us, if you're enjoying the content and listening to four nerds talk about cool stuff coming up in 2024, be sure and give us a like, give us a follow, tell your friends about where you watch us, whether that's YouTube or Spotify or what have you, and do all those fun algorithm things because it really helps us do what we do and ensure that we can continue to expand and reach more corners of this nerdverse, which is the ultimate goal. We really do it all for you guys. So we appreciate it and ask you to tell your friends about us.
I also do it for my mental health. Let's be totally honest. There's nowhere else I can do weird things
I've
with strings
also
and talk
learned
about
to
Pikachu.
I've learned to never just look at Eric's little bubble because every time I do, he's just doing something so odd and I stop paying attention. I'm like, what on earth is he playing
Oh,
with?
yeah.
Oh,
Remember
and
when he had
big,
carabiners on his headphones and we never got an
Yes.
explanation as to why?
big thing though to like kind of throw out there.
And
So
dodge the answer again.
exactly. So if anybody truly enjoyed our little collab with Too Legit doing the blades, so they've asked us to do another one for
Oh.
Valentine's Day. Now, not actually play on, but for around the time of Valentine's
to
Day.
be released on.
Yeah, at some
Oh,
point.
I do
but-
not celebrate that Hallmark holiday, so I'm here for playing on that.
Well, that's
Neither
good 'cause-
do we. Yeah, we
That's
don't do
good.
Excuse me.
Valentine's.
You're telling me that I only should be told that I am loved one time out of the year? I don't think so.
I mean,
Clark's like, I should be simped after constantly.
Three
My
Yeah.
husband is not
not.
constantly telling me how great I am. I'm gonna ditch him for somebody else.
I just
She
look in the
really
mirror
is
and
looking
tell
to get
myself.
okay.
I
We
go high
don't
five,
have
Anyway.
queen.
egos here.
Yeah, if
Anyway,
Clark gets isekai'd,
I'm-
I'm gonna assume that Chris is driving the truck.
Ah, that'd be the best birthday gift.
Oh,
Anyways,
yeah.
What is
Anyway,
happening in your house?
I'm gonna
don't-
yank the wheel on that one and just be like, yeah, we are super excited
She's
to
hoping
be
someone will.
collabing with Too Legit again. They were a lot of fun. Those guys are awesome. Be sure and check out their stuff. They put out a lot of really great content, guys. And
They're-
there'll be some links and some good stuff for you. So
yeah, I just posted again the YouTube stuff on all of our like social media stuff. So it should be a good time. I'm gonna be curious as to how we're gonna switch it up for us being Rebel Claws and now doing another holiday.
Well, now
I'm
we
really
can just be
hoping-
against Hallmark for
Well, actually,
Valentine's Day.
I'm kind of hoping I need to talk to our GM about that because I have an easy answer for that one. And this is just my opinion. Only one of the players,
Oh.
obviously. No, so a little bit of spoilers for those of you that haven't listened to our collaboration we did for the Christmas holiday with Too Legit to Crit.
2024, new year, new us. We actually said spoiler alert before saying the spoiler. We're so good at this.
Look, growth. But in any case, I think, and small spoiler here, our team ended up bringing a little bit of Christmas magic back to the North Pole, which, incidentally enough, gives us a little bit of power for our sweet hideout, the Polar Express, which means we can now use that to travel to other parts of the world and hopefully, very Tim Burton-esque here, to other holidays. So I don't think we need to change a whole lot. I think we can start doing it kind of Rise of the Guardian style, where we can jump from one holiday to the next.
Maybe I can
And
get
so-
Cupid this time.
I won't even slow you down on that one. Let's just kill
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, man. Let's just do it.
Just
so I'm the-
murdering saints.
Am I the only one of
What
our
I'm here
entire
for.
crew that's just kind of like, yay, holidays? Like, I like
I enjoy
Valentine's Day.
holidays, but like
I
I like
when I
certain
you
holidays.
put the boot to them, why not?
I like Thanksgiving. I like Christmas well enough.
Yeah.
I don't like the rampant commercialism that happens right around Christmas. That drives me insane.
Yeah,
I don't like the
but
fact that I'm seeing Valentine's Day candy in stores in December. No.
so I will jump on with you
Well,
on
it's
that
January,
one because
so they're only a month ahead.
yeah. But when you're going in and it's not even Halloween yet and the Christmas decorations are up at Walmart, that's
Oh, God, I
a
can't
serious
stand that.
problem.
Yeah.
All right, so in
I like
regards
Halloween.
to
That's another habit.
that's not a bad one. So I'm not sure as to how we didn't really plan how we were going to do it. So we have to figure out who wants to go first with what they're excited about.
It's a
Oh, yeah,
Well,
we really
let's
don't.
all do. Actually, let's do it like this. Let's do genres.
Yeah, I was about to suggest the same. Good idea.
So if we start with Travis, you pick the genre because you're the most excited on the screen right now, and tell
Yes.
us what it is.
I'm going to be the only one that talks about it, too, because
Oh,
it's
so
going
we're
to be
starting
wrestling.
with wrestling.
WWE.
Yeah. The end of the Bloodline story is hopefully coming in the next few months, and I'm so excited for that to be done. It has ran its course. My hype train for it is over. It's been one of the best long-running stories in WWE for a very long time, but I'm excited for it to be done. I'm really looking forward to that in 2024. So yeah, that's my big thing. Is the end of the Bloodline for WWE. I don't care what else happens in wrestling. It could all take a
Ooh.
huge downturn after that, but as long as we stop doing Roman Reigns, shows up 3 or 4 times a year, defends his title, and wins by shenanigans, that'll be great. There'll just be an end to it, and let's just move on.
I got one for wrestling. I want to see Logan Paul become more involved, and I think he will.
Logan
With
Paul,
wrestling.
the content creator?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I think he's
YouTuber.
gonna get like he's done some. Did you see the new commercial or whatever video he did with Patrick Mahomes? Where they
No.
like
I
traded
want
the
Logan-
USA belt for the Super Bowl ring. Like obviously it's not like a permanent. I'm pretty sure that's what they did though.
Those are
Huh.
not. Those can't be worth the same as like a street value. Like even from like an athletic achievement.
Well, no, yeah,
Well,
no,
unless
no.
it maybe it's like a bench player's ring.
It depends
No, it
on
was
it depends on the year of the Super Bowl. Honestly, is how valuable the Super Bowl rings are.
Yeah.
It depends on what year and who won it. But I'm excited to never see Logan Paul again, or any bottle of Prime for that matter. Giving him the U.S. title was probably one of the stupidest moves that Triple H has made. I hate the fact that part-timers have so many belts in WWE.
Yeah,
It's
that is
infuriating.
bad.
Is part
If you're
timer
a champion, you
a
should
person or like a job status?
like job status. They're
Oh, okay.
part-timers. They show up
thought
at
you-
major pay-per-views, and then that's it. If you
Yeah,
have
like-
a belt, you should be on
Okay.
TV every freaking week. Whether you defend it or not is irrelevant. But if you were a title holder, you should be on every single week.
They had
That
title
seems fair.
matches on Raw all the time before. It's just usually it didn't
Yeah.
change hands because something shitty would happen, like disqualification or something. But at least it
Right,
was
but
there.
they were there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Attitude. That was one of the best parts
They had a
about Attitude.
presence. They changed on the TV show fairly regularly, actually, during the Attitude Era. It was the
I was gonna
Ruthless
say
Aggression
Attitude
era.
did. But yeah, for wrestling, that's definitely mine. Is I would like to see Logan Paul get more involved. I think he will. I do.
I would
'cause
like to
there's
see
no
Why
way
do you
they
want
can-
to see that?
Because he's good.
He's super talented. Like, he's actually really athletic at it. But I hate the fact that he's a part-timer and gets all the freaking accolades. Like, he gets all the
Still-
opportunities that should go to other people that are full-timers.
That's like
I
saw
don't enjoy his persona, like his
Oh.
public persona. Maybe he's a different person in real life, but
Yeah.
I
Did you
don't
see
think
the
so.
Rock
I think
meme
he's
though that just started going around about how the Rock is gonna come he comes like one WrestleMania every so often to steal the limelight from people that worked hard to be there all year. Or
Yeah,
something
but
like
it's The
that. That
Rock.
was funny.
He gets
No,
a-
it
he
is.
gets a
I
free
mean,
pass,
You,
yeah.
I mean, you have to because of the Attitude Era and what he did. But it was still funny to see.
So actually, I can weigh in a little bit here, on the wrestling, because I was very, very excited that ESPN ended up naming Rhea Ripley as the Female Wrestler of the Year for 2023.
Muscle
I was
mommy.
super stoked about that, and so I'm looking forward to her having her year and watching how her story goes. That one's been kind of a saving grace for me, as far as the
She
wrestling
has
stuff has gone. So
earned
Well,
every accolade.
absolutely.
Yeah, I would let her crush my head between her thighs. Like, she could pop that shit like a watermelon.
But yeah, no. So I'm looking forward to that as far as the wrestling stuff goes. I think Rhea Ripley's gonna have a great year, story wise and performance wise, and so looking forward to that.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
editing
hope that
that out,
doesn't get out.
Travis.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't get out to like Buddy Matthews, who's her like fiance, because he could literally crush me. That
Oh,
man
yeah.
is
I have him on
jacked
Twitter.
out of his mind. I would be
I ha-
dead in moments.
I have a feeling there's like a long line of dudes he's gonna have to get through before he gets to your
Right?
house.
Yeah, it gets all the way down to me.
Yeah, he's like, all right, add it to the list.
I mean, just to throw it out there, Buddy Matthews, I was a big fan of the work that you do in AEW. So we'll
And
just
would
throw
love
that
to
out
have
there.
my head
And if I
crushed
get-
by your
yeah.
thighs.
Yeah, and if you decide to crush my head with your thighs, that's also an acceptable way to go, because I still feel like I would make the news regardless.
And it also means that he listens to Crossing the Nerdverse, one of the best podcasts out there. So
Fact.
I would like this. Clark, what are you doing? What's your genre and thing? Because I know you don't have a
I'll-
wrestling thing. It's okay.
I don't have a wrestling thing. I'll go anime, and I have a long list of everything I'm super excited to come
yeah,
out
I
this year.
had to trim my list during the homework phase pretty
For-
hard.
Uh-oh.
For those of you wondering, this is going to be at least 30 to 35 minutes of Clark listing
You're
off
just-
things she's excited about in anime
No, I
by
got it down.
character and by writer.
By listed by waifu and husbando. No, so the big one that I'm super amped for is Solo Leveling. Like that was my first manhwa. A lot of people, there's a lot of controversy about whether or not they think it's going to be good or not, because they changed it from the original manhwa to now, instead of taking place in Korea, it takes place in Japan, just for a larger audience. I still think it's going to be awesome. And they also changed the main character's name, but like, to me, that's not what makes it. So I'm super hyped for that. It's January 6th. Like, cannot be more excited. Fluffy Paradise, also big fun one. Basically, her power is to just run around and pet animals. Super fucking adorable.
Oh, Solo Leveling has some big names attached to it too.
Yeah.
Uh,
In
with
the animation, the trailers, crispy.
Director from Attack on Titan, A1 Pictures did Nier Automata and Love is War. Hey, this
do love
this
Love
looks
is
like
War.
it could be good. I didn't hear anything about this one, so
What?
Solo
I-
Leveling.
I have no
I
clue.
specifically
No
I
clue how.
specifically avoided Solo Leveling because I knew it would be on Clark's list.
I legitimately didn't know anything about that one, so
Oh
that,
my god,
I'll
I've
add
seen
it
so
to the
many
list.
fucking trailers for that and stuff
I'm
already.
gonna call it. I nostalgically love it as a manhwa. I'm gonna say it's story wise, it's pretty mid for its category, but like it's done well. Like, it's well fleshed out with like the final chapters. Well done. So excited about that. Konosuba season 3 is coming out. Konosuba. So super excited about that. Mashal season 2 is coming out.
That'll be good.
Masuko Tenshin, Jobless Reincarnation. That next season's coming out. Slime. That time I was reincarnated as a slime. Season 3 coming out. Hell yeah. Delicious in Dungeon is another super cute
Oh,
one.
you
Yeah.
stole one off my list. I'm looking for. I already have that queued
Delicious
up on
in
my
Dungeon.
Netflix. That one's gonna be
And
on there.
The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic is another big one at the top of my list.
You are
It looks super
stealing
cute.
all of my.
She
all of
didn't steal
my
mine yet.
anime.
I'm feeling special. She hasn't stolen mine yet.
She did.
That's because like I don't care about My Hero Academia.
What? Take it back.
Like I know that season's coming out. I'm just not personally excited for it. Or like Overlord. I don't really care about Overlord.
Yeah, I don't care
think
about
they're
that one
getting
either.
a movie. So yeah, those are my and that's mostly winter season. Like that doesn't go into like the summer seasons or fall.
That's
Dude,
her
there's-
pared down list for stuff that's coming soon.
There's no
Yeah,
better
my-
big three.
Oh,
Then-
my Crunchyroll
My Hero.
watch list. Oh well, and also the new Bleach
1,000-Year Blood Blower.
Yeah.
Bleh.
Blood War.
You missed the best anime coming out, so
Oh,
I'll
I'm
let
excited.
Travis
What's
go
yours?
next. You go ahead, Travis.
All right, Travis, go for it.
I have the
Since
best.
we started on anime, I'm gonna jump in on that. I'm also excited about Delicious in Dungeon. I read
It's
the
so
description
cute.
on that, and I was like, "This is gonna be amazing." I hope it's ridiculous. Like I want it to be so wildly ridiculous because those are
first-
my favorite.
The first line is, "Can you be reincarnated from dragon poop?" And you're just like, "Can you?"
Can you? I'm excited to know. So yeah, Delicious in Dungeon seems like it's going to be fun. They're making a new Code Geass series. I'm sure it's going to run a single season because that's been the tradition for Code Geass. Most like runs of it have been single season story arcs, so excited for that one. I have loved all of the other Code Geass ones. Apparently, there's something happening with Transformers. Not that anyone cares. I'm just kidding. I'm sure some people care. Eric.
Everybody loves what I do on the screen. Don't be jealous.
Sure.
I can't help it. I'm fidgety.
And then I believe we're going to get another season of. Oh, what was the name of it? I watched.
Describe it to me.
You
Tell
both.
me
You
what
both.
happened.
It's actually the one you told Elena about, the
Ooh.
Dress of
Apothecary.
Darling? Apothecary
No.
Diaries.
Apothecary Diaries should be getting a season 2. I watched a handful of episodes of that, and I was like, I like this main protagonist. Her entire goal is to be left alone.
Mao Mao is so fucking adorable. Yes.
I don't even like that. I just like how every time they were like, only you can save this. I don't want to be involved.
Or like the beautiful eunuch is just like, and she's like, gross.
Yeah.
Love it.
You don't have testicles. Weird.
Still haven't hit the best anime yet.
All right.
Okay,
so
what is it, Eric?
Well, Ryan's got to go. He might get it.
Oh, I'm
I-
a child.
I was also excited for Delicious in Dungeon. I think that one looks really, really cool. I'm now excited for Solo Leveling because I had to Google it real quick, and it looks
For
pretty
shame.
top tier. Very
It's
excited.
a gorgeously done manhwa. Like the art is chef's kiss.
But personally, I have one that has been mentioned so far that I'm very excited about, and that's The Witch and the Beast. It comes out January 11th. Very much looking forward to it. Action fantasy. The art style looks really, really cool, and it's got the same director as Absolute 13 and Ace of Diamond.
I
So-
read the description on that and was like, I bet this is something Ryan would like.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited for that one.
I'm impressed none of you guys have picked any like the mech ones. Because I think there's a few mech ones coming
I'm
out.
not a big mech
See-
dude.
I like the mech
All
ones
right.
myself. And I like them when they cover the. I love Darling in the Franxx. I loved Appleseed. I loved Evangelion.
You loved Darling in the Franxx.
I'm not even ashamed. 01 is bae.
Dude,
I-
every once in a while, you just need a big ecchi anime.
I loved it until spoiler alert, for somebody who hasn't seen that old they just fly off into space and fight God. And you're just like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
every-
a
I
super
mean, every
bizarre
once in a while,
anime.
you have to fly off into space and fight God. You know how it is.
You know how it goes,
They were just trying to get
Um,
isekai in a different way.
Yeah.
right?
Just space,
But I
space
will
Jingoku.
admit that the last one I watched was recommended to me by our buddy Ugly, and it was Iron Blooded Orphans,
Oh, awesome.
Hmm.
and I absolutely loved it. But it was a rough watch. And here's the thing with
He does
Darling in the
nothing
Franxx.
but
You had
recommend sad anime to people.
Oh,
Don't ever
yeah.
ask Ugly for an anime recommendation
Wolf
Rain.
because you're gonna be depressed at the end.
Watch
None
Wolf
of
Rain.
them have happy endings.
What is it?
Well, and
To Your
don't get me wrong,
Eternal or something like that?
I love a good
To Your
heavy
Eternity.
anime. I do. And I love it when the story is that important. With Darling in the Franxx, I started watching it because it was so bizarre, and by the time 02 ended up coming on screen, that's when I was just hooked. I'm man enough to admit it.
Boobies.
There are
Yeah,
tentacles.
it was eye candy.
Yeah, there's tentacles.
And there's tentacles involved.
If you want sad anime, go watch To Your Eternity or Made in
2
the
Year
Abyss.
Eternity.
Wolf
Okay.
Rain is super sad. It's very sad.
So is
but yeah,
JJK.
The ending of Cowboy Bebop to me was also pretty depressing.
Okay, we gotta get
Yeah.
to
I
my
love
answer
Cowboy
here.
Bebop.
I can't.
Fine,
Yeah,
Eric,
No
let's
one
roll,
cares
let's roll.
about My Hero Academia.
Okay, so Dragon Ball is coming out with a new one. I don't know how
Yeah.
nobody called that.
Because
Like
I don't.
the single greatest.
It's the same over and over.
Because it's Dragon
They
Ball.
broke the internet. Like,
Admittedly,
it's
Okay,
the
so did
greatest.
One Piece.
yeah,
So did
I-
Kim Kardashian.
It's so much
I
better.
mean, so here we
One,
I'm not going to give any hate to the fan base for Dragon Ball. It's a fantastic anime. It's very long run, and it has done some very amazing things. I actually give Dragon Ball a lot of credit for making anime more mainstream
Mhm.
in the West, and
I
so
just-
for that, I'll be eternally grateful.
They
It's
also
not
have really dope
my
fights
cup
when
of
the
tea.
fights happen. I love the
What?
fighting animation when they're actually actively fighting one
Yes.
another, not the
The season
internal
finales
monologue.
after screaming at each other for 6 months.
dude.
Yeah.
And
I'm-
I don't know. Did anybody watch Super and see the very end of it? And if it spoils your whatever, if it's a spoiler. Anyways,
I have not. Spoiler
I have
alert
not.
for those
yeah.
of you.
So the very ending
skip
of
forward 30
the-
seconds.
the Tournament of Power, when you see Goku and I think it's Android, whichever one the male Android is it 16? Anyways, when those two
17?
and Frieza all fight together, dude, Frieza and Goku fighting together to fuck Jiren up is awesome. I still will watch that on my phone sometimes if I'm feeling down about my day because the music that even goes with it is so good. And Frieza and Goku fighting so well together, you're like, dude, they sync immediately. It's amazing. I'm hoping that they fight together again at some point, but I don't think Frieza's even in the new one. And you can actually see how mad Vegeta is when they're fighting good together. They do make a point of kind of showing Vegeta, and it is funny. You could see the jealousy in him.
I'm gonna add Devil May Cry to my list, but I am excited from a franchise perspective, nervous from a Netflix has it, and Dante's voice actor is not going to be the voice actor. So nervous because there's already a Devil May Cry cartoon that I thought was really bad. So I'm very nervous.
Yeah, the biker gang.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched 4 episodes and I was like, this is a little weird.
And I love Devil May Cry, so I was like, I'll put up with this.
Yeah,
and
Dante is
did not.
Husbando.
Yeah,
I get you.
I mean, honestly.
Well, and we're actually looking at that for several of them coming out this year. The most notable example to me is going to be Avatar: The Last Airbender. They're coming back. What was it? Nearly a decade
that's
ago,
live
probably over a
action.
decade ago. That
I like the
they're
casting
trying
for
live
it.
action. Yeah, I love the casting for it. The last movie they did was a horrendous failure on basically every account, and
Yeah.
I'm cautiously optimistic about this new one. It seems that they're taking all the right steps, bringing in the right people to try to get it done. But yeah, it's one of those things where I feel you on the Netflix has it, and of course the live action animes have been wildly inconsistent because I think the One Piece live action was great. I loved it.
Mhm.
Absolutely fantastic.
Very
Huge
good.
budget though. Huge
budget.
The
But
live
if they
action
can-
Yu Yu Hakusho also pretty good. It's not amazing. I wouldn't put it as the same tier as
Smaller
One Piece,
budget.
but it's definitely good.
But
Yeah, but it was
Well,
still
and-
good. It was well done.
yeah,
I really enjoyed the Cowboy Bebop live action. I know it wasn't well received by the fan base. I really enjoyed it, and so I'm going to be cautiously optimistic.
You all missed one other one
Ooh,
that we've
we
talked
missed one.
about quite a bit, and that is the Suicide Squad isekai that is coming out this year.
Oh, I had spaced that. That's right.
That is
I
another
actually
one.
completely
That's
forgot
not
that was an
that's not
isekai.
even on my list.
I have
Yeah.
to see that because it's going to be interesting.
Well, I'll watch
I'm
anything
going
Suicide
to
Squad, honestly. So
watch. Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at, but I'm just like, I don't understand. I am intrigued, but like I'm not putting
See?
it on my hype list for like
It's not
if
on
I
my. It's
have
definitely not on my.
time.
I'm not even planning on watching it. If I'm being
DC
honest, I'm really burnt out on
I think DC
Harley
can do
Quinn.
really good
DC
animated
does
stuff.
really good animated stuff. Like all their
Nice.
animated stuff's really good. Even all the Batman they beat to death was
Well, and
still
I
really
kinda-
good.
over Harley Quinn and Joker and like all the
I
other
kinda feel
people
you on
in
that.
Suicide Squad.
You know, Harley Quinn gets a lot of attention. She's very, I guess, like fan favorite, kind of camera friendly. The ironic thing is, when you look at the live action movies, I think Margot Robbie did a great job. I'm definitely not bashing on her at all. But part of the reason I loved Suicide Squad, the last one that released, wasn't even for Harley. It was because I think Ratcatcher and Polka Dot were great.
Polka Dot was amazing. John
And
Cena
Idris
as
Elba.
Idris Elba.
Yeah,
John Cena's
Uh,
Peacemaker.
Yeah, John Cena's Peacemaker was amazing. It was so good.
Was the TV
Alright.
show good? I didn't watch
Well,
Yes.
it.
before we get too
Yeah,
off
Peacemaker's
topic
been
here,
solid.
Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta go to the
we
next
covered
thing.
our anime stuff. I'm gonna bring up video games.
I have a list for this too.
So I narrowed mine down to 3. And so the big ones I'm looking forward to, and I know I'm going to catch flack, especially from Eric on this one, but
Probably.
Skull and Bones. I'm very much looking forward to Skull and Bones. The last beta test that they had looked phenomenal. I was very, very impressed with the gameplay, so I'm looking forward to Skull and Bones. Shout out to Clark on the next one. Destiny 2 Final Shape. Going to be great.
List
I
also
have
on my
nothing to
list.
do with it.
And then finally, Nightingale. I've been looking forward to Nightingale for over a year. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. For those of you that aren't aware, it's kind of a fairy tale, steampunk-esque survival crafting game where you can team up with your friends. It's been in beta and out of beta and doing a lot of stuff. I think they put a lot of really good work into it. Very much looking forward to Nightingale.
I think Bones was in on one of the betas for Nightingale, I believe.
I think so. I think Bones is in our audience
He
on
is.
YouTube.
He
So
said the
Bones-
last Suicide Squad was a buddy cop movie.
It was a buddy cop
Yeah.
movie. You're not wrong about that.
I just like Nanawe from the one with
All right.
hand. Yeah.
He played
Honestly, my favorite scene is still the one where he's staring at the pigeon and it just goes bird.
He did play Nightingale. He liked it. He says it's dope, to be exact.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one. Those are my top 3, I think, for 2024 so far, and the ones that I'm really looking forward to hopefully getting a review on later in the year.
I'm going to jump in and go next, mostly because I think both Bones and Ryan will be playing this game with me. But Arc 2 is coming out, so
Well,
You
Arc
can
2 has
defeat
got.
dinosaurs with family.
yeah.
I will admit, Arc 2 lives in a really weird place for me because Travis is right. I'm probably going to play it. Arc 1 turned into such a toxic, abusive ex-girlfriend for me that I'm jittery.
go
Like
back?
I'm gun
Gonna
shy.
go
even the-
back.
Not even the
Oh.
it's not
Play on
even
a
the
private
community.
server.
Arc just abuses. We did, and Arc just abuses you. Like you'll be diving underwater and run into a T-Rex. You'll be on top of a snow-covered mountain and get attacked by a freaking lobster. Like
Yeah.
Don't
it's
all the
facts.
good girls do that? Isn't that?
Um,
Anyways,
now Arc 2 is interesting because
get
we
attacked by
don't.
lobsters, or all
I
the
mean,
good girls have
attack you.
crabs. Like I don't understand.
well, anyways,
Anyway, I'm gonna just TOS yank the chain on that one, and
I just didn't know where Eric was going.
we could talk about crabs.
But yeah.
No terms of service with that.
Arc 2, it's in an interesting place right now because we don't know a lot about its release or what's going on with it, do we?
I haven't
Not a
even looked
ton.
it up.
They're changing the battle mechanic stuff, so you're not just like mashing like right trigger as fast as you can to swing your sword. There's going to be some like other stuff to it. I'm
good.
just kind of excited to see what they do. I like the studio that made Arc 1, and I had a lot of like really good times playing regular old Arc, so I'm excited to get back in there and punch dinosaurs until they love me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you on that one. A lot of good memories with the first Arc, and so
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Arc 2 a chance. It's gonna beat me up, and I'm gonna regret it, and I'm gonna swear
Yeah.
I'll never go back. But
I just remember me, Ugly, Bones and Ryan all like jumping in on a server and then just crafting clubs and then immediately going out and trying to tame dinosaurs way outside of our level range by
Oh, yeah.
saying by hitting them with like the clubs and going go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
All right, so Clark, what's your games?
Well, I'm
More
looking
WoW.
forward to. No, I am not playing WoW this year. It is. I
Full
know.
spit.
I am.
What?
Full spit.
I am done with
Detoxing.
the World of Warcraft at the moment.
Stepping away.
It hasn't been fun for me in a while. Like the dungeons are the same over and over, even if I'm doing like 20s in keys and like mythic prog kind of sucks butt and it just drains a lot of my time.
Wow.
So there will be no World of Warcrafting for me. My paladin is put to bed. My hunter is off in Nana land and my warlock Toodles is running around somewhere. So yeah.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yeah,
Clark's
that's-
WoW characters. You know, just a
No.
little.
That's a little
they'll-
bittersweet. Like, you've
they'll
been in
live
WoW
there
for a
for-
long time.
An well, I take breaks. I come back on and off, and it's like they just haven't put out an exciting expansion
don't
for
put
me.
out.
They just don't put out the way that I want them. The way that they did in high school, you know? No.
Oh, this metaphor is going to run wild.
So, Final Fantasy remake of 7. Super excited
yes.
about that for the
Yeah, part
nostalgia.
2.
Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm very excited about that. Black Myth is coming out that I'm excited for. Blue Protocol is still TBD. Some of these are like TBD where they may come out this year, may get pushed back, but Blue Protocol, Hades 2. Fuck yes.
Hades
Very
2.
excited about that. And then Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn is also another one on my list. And then anything that's Mario. I think there's like a Mario Donkey Kong coming out that
Yeah,
I'm here
Mario
for.
vs.
And
That's
I mean,
a
Bang
pretty
on
solid
Balls.
list, actually.
Bang on Balls has to be on
That's
there.
gonna be on Eric's list.
Yeah.
It's out right now. I'm
Oh,
pretty
then
sure.
never
Oh,
mind.
sorry,
I
yeah,
can't
then
look
never- yeah.
forward
I'm pretty
to it
sure.
this
Hold
year.
on. I'm gonna double. I think we
There's
talked.
also a
While
Kingdom
Eric's
Hearts
looking that up.
mobile game that I'll probably play just once again out of. It's like
Yeah.
Pokemon. I will just give them the $50 every year. They can just direct it from my bank account.
Well,
So
and
Kingdom Hearts on
you
mobile.
brought up the Final Fantasy VII remake, which I'm also very, very excited about. And on the tail end of you leaving WoW, I forgot to bring up there's an MMO coming out that's Final Fantasy 14 and is coming out for console editions.
Yes.
Xbox.
Specific Xbox, yeah. And so that one could be a lot of fun.
I tried the Final Fantasy MMO, and it is and this is kind of everyone's comment, it's a slog to get through like the first area and like the first levels. But once you do, then
It
it's super
opens up.
nice and super fun, and it's a lot less commitment. It's not like the 20-man mythic raid you need. It's like 5 people. So it's way easier.
Just
Destiny.
by the auto character leveling and
I
then
don't
skip
think
the
they
entire
have
story
that,
because that's what I
Travis.
did in WoW.
I don't think they have that. If they
Well, and
do,
actually-
I would buy it.
We need to do an episode just on MMOs again. We haven't touched it in a while, and MMOs are a difficult genre of video gaming for me, and so some of them are fantastic. I still think that one of the funnest ones I've played was the Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Mhm.
But
enjoyed
it's
that game.
so covered in fees and subscriptions and shenanigans that it makes it nearly unplayable.
My
and so
only
I'm hoping,
problem is the time sink. It's like,
It
MMOs
is a
take
time
so
sink.
much time.
yeah,
They
Yeah.
really
'Cause-
do.
and it's like D&D as an adult. It's like you have to get 15 of your closest friends who are all the same level of
I don't
the
have that
game
many.
as you to like run into a dungeon at the same time, do their homework on researching all the mechanics so they don't die instantly. And it's just like, all right, I just wasted 2 hours of my life because Timmy won't stop standing in fire and
You
my
just
gotta
poor
buy-
monk healer can't heal through it. Like, no, I think I have no patience, and maybe that's why I'm currently done with WoW.
But yeah, Bang on Balls is out. I was
Oh,
trying to
nice.
pull up the Metacritic score, but I couldn't. It looks like it got good review though.
I'll
So
play it.
everyone, I'm trying to think. Like this year's a real down year in my opinion for video games compared to like this past year. I don't think there's as
Yeah,
many big
it's-
things coming out, so I think
it's
it's
They
going to
go
be
in
hard to
cycles.
compete. with
More
2023. I
movies.
think
More movies and more anime for me this year that are coming out and like
Hold on,
things
hold
like
on,
that.
hold on.
What's up, man?
Oh, the audience, man. Like, we've got people listening to us live on YouTube. What are
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
excited
Eat
about?
that
Throw it in
crow,
the
by the way,
comments.
Ryan.
Yeah.
You said there'd be nobody here. There's
Oh.
8.
Yeah.
This is the most we've ever had. Just
I
throwing that
stand
out there.
corrected. I'll eat crow happily on that. I'm glad to have an audience, and I'm glad they're
Yeah.
all here listening.
Make
Yeah,
sure,
we have-
make sure you drop what game you guys are,
Yeah,
or what you're
we'll
looking forward to for 2024
So,
in the
I
comments. We'll
actually,
talk about
I
it.
did ask, like, great minds think alike there, Travis. So far, only James has answered yet, though. He said he's looking forward to Helldivers 2 and the second part of Final Fantasy 7. I think we could basically safely say most people, including myself, want the Final Fantasy 7 because with the change they made in the first one, they've made it now so you don't know what's going to happen in the second part, which was smart. I don't like it because they changed my story, but whatever. I'll live with it.
Just think of it
You know-
as like a pick your own ending. Like if you like that other story, then you can
Yeah,
go
it's like
that ending.
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
I will actually
guess.
say he brought up Helldivers 2, and that's another one I'm going to have to eat crow on, I think, because when it first showcased, all I could think of was, oh, they copied ODST and called it a day. But the more that I see on that game, the more I think it's going to have serious potential. I think Helldivers 2 is going to be a good ride.
Oh, I remember seeing the release video for that and thinking it was another game. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no,
Because this was a
it
part of
came
the
out.
Sony release.
Yeah, when we were talking about that
Yep.
came up. The only game I have listed here, like I let my kid pull some stuff for me. She listed Dragon Infinite Wealth. I guess it's a role playing game coming out. It's tied into like the Yakuza Like a Dragon series.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Okay.
There's a good fan base
She
for that.
put that
All
down, and then Skull and Bones, but she doesn't realize that I have no interest in that anymore at all. I've actually
Yeah,
bought Black Flag, so I could play that again. And when I lose 30 more pounds, I can start drinking heavy again and singing
Pirate
songs.
shanties.
Yeah,
Sea
while
shanties.
I drink and play the game.
Those
So
games
I'm
just always
looking.
make me seasick. Like
Yeah, but if you
actually
dress like a
seasick.
pirate and drink while you do it, you don't get seasick. That's the trick.
Ah,
You just get hammered and then pass out in
Yeah.
your chair, and then
Yeah.
your children worry about you.
Yeah,
but not seasick.
but
not
see, you're
seasick.
not. Yeah, you're perfectly fine in that respect.
You just get drunk sick, which is totally cool.
Yeah,
All
pure
right.
poops are fine.
Did that cover our video games? Did everybody get a chance to go?
Yeah, I think everybody
I
got
think
something
so.
on video games.
All right, I'm going to bring up one just because I only have the one example. Does anybody have any upcoming comic books that they're excited about?
Oh, I have books, but not comic books.
I have
We can
just-
wrap them all
Count
together.
the loop. Count
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
literature.
we might as well put them together.
Literature, yeah.
I'm
Look, we used a big
gonna
word.
air quotes that this
Oh.
is literature.
I
So
wonder if I
if
can
we
get
wrap
this. Hold on. Will it
if we
work?
wrap my books and everything in together, then I have two. I have one book that's coming out that I'm gonna praise, and then one comic book. And the book that's coming out that I'm looking forward to is actually called Electo. It's book 4 of the Locked Tomb series by Tamsin Muir. Amazing, genius author, and I'm so excited for that book to come out. So any of our literature nerds out there, be sure and hit me up, especially if you are a fan of the Locked Tomb. But comic book wise, and this one will get Eric's attention, I think. Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution. Very, very excited for that.
I don't know. I'm hesitant because it's been Turtles for so long, like the 4, and now I'm okay with how they're changing it because society's new and weird now for me because I'm older. So I get that, but I don't know. They use more than one weapon now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I love the traditional, like they were super trained with one weapon and there was 4 brothers and there was no extra meaning to anything. Now, like all the names have super meaning and stuff like that. So, and even April's daughter was affected by the ooze, I think. So, like, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm gonna give it a shot because it's Ninja Turtles. But I'm actually looking forward to the way the X-Men are gonna go this year. Now that
Looking
supposedly
forward to
they're
the
gonna
Ronin game.
they're gonna try to like fix the whole not fix. They're gonna like make Beast a hero again. Supposedly, I don't know if I'm down with that. I like the storyline with him being a villain and how they showed it playing out over like so long. Like, it's really weird to try and go back and I don't know.
I'm excited for a lot of the X-Men stuff they have on docket. I know it's out of category, but they have X-Men 97 is supposed to be
Yes.
coming out. I'm very excited for that. And there is a lot of X-Men attention coming out in 2024. So I
Because
think
Disney's priming for the live action stuff. So they're priming it by
Indeed.
doing the comics, the games, everything's getting it ready for.
Nothing's
but I don't think that's a
hype
bad
me
thing.
like the intro music from the '90s cartoon.
Right? Straight up.
I mean, it was some of the best stuff. I'd
was a
play it, but I
banger.
just remembered YouTube would not be okay with that.
Indeed.
No, they would not.
No.
Clark, what do you got?
I want to
Here's
add
my list
another
of
one.
20 mangas.
No, I didn't pick any. I didn't even do mangas. I want to add
Yeah, they're
one
all
to my
manhwa.
Yeah, God. I want to add one to my anime list, which is Blue Exorcist is getting a new season. I totally
Oh, I saw
forgot
that
about
one.
it,
Yeah.
but very big fan. Same with Immortal something. But I'm looking forward to Crescent City 3 is coming out. So if you're into the Sarah J.
solid.
Maas verse, she is there. And then the Assistant to the Villain book 2 I'm getting at the end of this year. So super excited about that. And apparently the third one from or from Fourth Wing I might be getting. TBD, but we'll see. But yeah, excited about those books. See, no mangas, no manhwas.
It's actually funny. I'm about
Roll it
halfway
back.
through Thorns and Roses right now, and I'm gonna try to chew through all of it, and do Fourth Wing and the whole run. So
Before
buddy
Crescent
Bones.
City 3 comes out?
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it for that one
Oh,
comes
because
out.
I was like, sir, I think that's like out at the end of this one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do that. But
Like, read fast, motherfucker.
No, Throne of Glass, the last book, is like 1,000+ pages, and like, I loved Fourth Wing. I blew through that in like 2 days. Iron Flame, that is a slog of a book, in my opinion. Less fun, heavy politics, and teeny ass font. I have a bone to pick with people in their teeny font. But yeah, it's like twice as many word count or something like that. So it's a slog, but good, but slog.
What was Bones excited about? I know you were going to say something about old James.
Assistant to the Evil. He said it's
Assistant
good.
to the Evil. Okay.
Assistant to the Villain.
Maybe he means, I don't know. And he said Fourth
'cause
Wing's way better than whatever someone just said about it.
Well, and that's been a
Assistant
pretty
to the
popular
Villain?
opinion.
Oh,
is
I
that-
love Fourth Wing. It's just Iron Flame was a slog for me.
And Janet's here for C3.
Yeah,
She's
fuck
freaking
yeah,
out
Janet. You're my
Damn
girl,
it,
Janet.
Janet.
And he did mean villain.
Yeah, it's really cute. It's a super light enemies to lovers vibe. It's very sarcastic, and I enjoy the writing style.
All right, Travis, what you got?
I have a couple on my comic book / book list. Comic book, I'm excited to see the Frank Castle origin that is either going to be towards the end of this year, which is going to be basically they're going to finish out his like backstory. It's going to be a time hop one, so I'm sure there's going to be some inconsistencies, but it's fine. I do like seeing the build up to who Frank Castle becomes later on. I believe the story of the Hand is already finished. I do need to pick up those comics and finish out that particular story arc, because that would have been really, really good watching Frank Castle be in charge of like the best assassin group in the Marvel universe to an extent. But the next, I should say, Dresden Files book should be getting finished this year. It may not go into publication by the end of this year. It's still kind of TBD, but Jim Butcher is working on it. I'm excited to see where the story goes. I will say spoiler alert beforehand. For those of you that don't know, go ahead and skip forward by a few seconds. I'm excited to see what kind of person Harry Dresden becomes without his cop friend / lover around to kind of keep him into reality, because I have a feeling he's about to become very, very unhinged or very unstable. So excited to see where that goes. Eric, what's on your literature docket?
I don't do a lot of that reading stuff. So
I'm not shocked.
Oh, actually, I'm
Actually,
going to jump in.
I'm trying to do
because-
self-help books again.
That's fair.
Like actually read them this time, not just like use them to prop shit up in the bathroom. So I think it'll be good. And then, ooh, we got double-digit people.
Woo! Yay!
That's exciting.
But
so
we lost
I will.
Clark.
Yeah,
She'll
we
be
lost
back.
Clark. But,
She'll be back.
but Jimmy Bones in our chat did bring up one that I was excited about, and I can't believe I didn't bring it up. And that's the new Ultimate Universe coming out for the comic book lines. They have Brian Michael Bendis doing the new Ultimate Spider-Man. Super excited for that. So, yeah, good call outs, Jimmy Bones. All right.
Bones is definitely our resident comic book expert.
Oh,
out of
100%.
My core group
Um,
of friends, he follows that stuff super close.
Well, let's bring up the most dangerous one. I will admit I cut mine down to 5, but it was extremely difficult because I think 2024 is going to be a big year for us in this one. Let's do movies. How big is everybody's list before we get going? Like how crazy?
I only have 2.
3? 2? Oh, okay. None
just have
for
3.
Travis. All right.
I think the controversial things I'm going to mention is going to be far better. At least the big one controversial thing I'm mentioning will be far better.
You have a list of favorite controversial things you're looking forward to in 2024?
Of course he does. It's Eric.
That's the most
Yeah.
toxic shit.
So,
I'm looking forward to the sheer number of people that are going to get swatted while playing online video games.
We're going to keep a tally on our website.
Yeah. Oh God.
I have a feeling all of mine should be on your list. Yeah, I don't-
I'm curious. So I think the one, man, I can't do it in like I'm most excited for this one or not. I just can't pull that off right now. But one of the ones that was the first thing to come to my mind was part 2 of Dune. Very much looking forward to that one. Super, super excited. Followed closely by Furiosa. I think they did a really good job casting that one. And I think
I thought for sure Furiosa would be number 1 for you.
it's up there, but and then of course fan favorite Deadpool 3 I think is going to be
I
just
thought that
glorious.
was 25.
Not
Nope.
24.
Actually,
Ah.
controversy.
Okay, well then
Go
I
ahead.
have one. I'm excited about.
Venom 3 is coming out in Q2, and so very excited for Venom 3. And then the one that jumped to the front, mostly because I'm a huge Sinister Six fan. I know we're talking about Spider-Man in our chat on YouTube. Kraven the Hunter, which I was shaky on the casting at first, but looking at the trailers, I think looks fantastic. So those are my
forgot
top
he was
5,
getting
I
a movie.
guess.
That's because
Movies
it kept
coming out in
getting pushed
24.
back.
Indeed. So Clark, what do you got?
Well, I actually have 2 that you don't have. I had Dune 2 and Deadpool 3, and then I also have Gladiator 2, just because I loved Gladiator so much. It's going to be one of those ones where, like, I'm excited to see it, but I'm also wary that it's not going to be what I want it to be. So we will
How
see.
do you do a Gladiator 2 when he dies at the end of Gladiator
You
1?
gotta have a son or a nephew, right?
Dude,
Yeah, he
I-
had a son. Remember
Yeah.
at
That's like
the
what-
start of Gladiator? That was the whole
Remember why
reason
he-
he wanted to kill that guy is because
Well,
they
maybe
burned
he
his
had
family.
another one.
hold on.
I actually completely
Sorry.
forgot about Gladiator 2.
And then Inside Out 2. I fucking love
Oh.
Inside Out 1, or just Inside Out, I guess, at this
Inside
point.
Out was good.
And yeah, so now they do Anxiety, and I'm like excited for that because I think it's a wonderful representation of the human emotion.
Actually, so my wife is a huge, huge fan of Inside Out. She's a social worker and uses it in her work all the
Yep.
time. And so I can't believe I didn't think about Inside Out 2. I can speak. Because that's actually the only movie that my entire family has sat down and made a plan where it's like we are seeing this movie. So
It's gonna be a
absolutely
core
great
memory.
call out. There you go.
As I'll give that one a shot as long as Lewis Black is still playing Anger.
I believe
He is indeed. He is indeed.
Yeah, God, that was the perfect casting for that because he's just mad in general.
all the time. His stand-up is so angry all the time.
Yeah, it's
But
just
so
him
good.
shouting, and it's
It's
really good
I-
stand up. Like a
I
lot of
went
the
to
stuff.
college because of my horse.
All right, we got some chat call outs. Jimmy Bones is looking forward to Old Guard 2. Me too. That actually sounds awesome. Nosferatu and The Strangers Chapter 1.
Oh.
And Janet has called out The Boy and the Heron. I'm not familiar with that one. Goes to the Googles.
Is that the new I think it's an anime, but I can't remember who did it.
Kind of a
Sounds like a
Ghibli-esque
Studio
looking
Ghibli
one.
tire. Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds like a Studio Ghibli like title.
Boy and the Heron. Hey, this looks fantastic. Got Christian Bale.
I believe there's
Is
a
Christian
My
Bale the
Hero
Heron?
Academia
The third
movie
best
coming out.
one.
Hey,
It-
this actually looks fantastic.
There's a new
Okay.
season for My Hero coming out. I don't know if there's a movie.
I thought there was a movie coming out in
There's a couple
2024.
anime movies coming out.
Hayao Miyazaki.
Hey,
Hey,
Robert
this does.
Pattinson's in it.
This looks fantastic. Okay.
It is the Heron. I knew it.
Okay.
I called it Haran. I don't know
Who's
why.
got- So we did our movie circle.
Oh, whoa, hold on.
Oh, Eric.
So-
Eric
Yeah,
has
Eric.
Oh yeah, we have to listen to him.
Transformer movie that he's excited for.
Oh yeah, some
Honestly,
controversy.
I'm only
something.
excited for Deadpool 3.
Oh, okay.
I think it's going to be interesting with that only because I think they've allowed it to get out of control with who or what's going to be in that movie. Because I don't think they want us to know anything. I don't think all these things they're showing are actually going to be in the movie.
Oh yeah, I 100%
I don't at all.
agree
I
with you.
think they've done this on purpose to like just mess with people. But my big controversy for this year, and it kind of with last year too, Ironheart has not come out yet, and that movie supposedly has been done since 22.
You know,
And they have no
I've heard the
plan to
same.
release it this year because they are only releasing Deadpool from Marvel this year. If you look it up, that is the only live-action Marvel movie coming out this year. Is Deadpool 3?
It says 2020.
Interesting. I didn't know that. There's
Yeah.
only one Marvel movie coming
I'm
out this
like
year.
99% sure.
Miniseries?
No, like the actual, like they made a movie.
It looks like it might have been turned into an episodic.
And I thought that was
Interesting.
super interesting because they seem to be pushing back the Young Avengers a lot, and I'm kind of interested to know why.
Well,
Are they
I
trying to get
I can
Echo
take a
done?
guess on that. So Echo's on my list of TV shows, which we'll bring up here in a minute. But I honestly think they're trying to get their feet back under them because, you know, after COVID and the movie scramble and everything, they've been trying to get going again, and they haven't been doing great. The fan base has not been receiving a lot of their movies in a positive way. Ant-Man was not seen as a hit, and with all the controversy that's been around Kang and his actor and the way things are going, I imagine they're just trying to get their feet underneath them. And so pushing back the Young Avengers, especially for, say, a Phase 6 big hero team-up release and a passing of the torch, may be on the docket.
Are you
I
talking
see
about
it as
just?
a series on Disney Plus.
Are you talking about just MCU movies, Eric?
Yeah.
Or are you
Just-
talking about
just,
Marvel,
like-
Marvel in general?
I'm pretty sure Marvel only has Deadpool coming out from what I saw. It's like even
No.
Ironheart, like I said, isn't coming out.
There's
That-
Kraven
unless it's
Hunter,
anime.
Marvel movie, Venom 3, Marvel.
There's Sony. Sorry. So yeah, I guess it would
I
be
mean, it's
like
still a Marvel IP. There's Deadpool.
yeah.
I think he's talking the studio only.
Yeah, sorry. I'll be more specific. I did do good
They're
school.
not in the Marvel
So
universe.
yeah, be MCU then.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I see what you mean by that. Yeah. So MCU wise, it seems like that's the only one that's coming. They're gonna have to push, like we talked about last week, Travis. They're gonna have to push Fantastic Four now, because if they do want to switch out Kang and get Doctor Doom in there, like we mentioned, they're gonna need Fantastic Four.
I mean, they can just swap
So-
Kang's actor. They don't have to get rid of the villain.
I'm
Yeah, I
curious.
kinda
Yeah,
hope-
they could just
I
recast.
hope they do
Kang.
it just like War Machine, where it's just recast him and keep going. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
They
Doesn't make
say
can though
anybody
because
blink
of the
back
way
then.
multiverse does. Like the
Yeah,
way it
so-
works, they can do.
This is Kang 3, and that's how we're now introduced. Now he's the main Kang.
Yeah,
Did you see the whole Robert Downey Jr. from Thunder playing it?
oh yeah. Oh, good grief. The internet doing things.
it.
do
All right,
it.
so we covered movies. Let's go ahead and
Running
jump
out
into
of time.
TV.
Oh.
So I have 6
we're
that I'm
running
very excited about with TV. How's everybody else's list look?
I don't have anything really for TV other
Bagels.
than anime.
Nothing. Okay, well,
Yeah, see, I don't go too far in advance on like TV stuff. I wait for it to come out, and then I'm like, how's this? Okay,
I
cool.
wait for Netflix to be like, you should probably watch this based on what you have already watched. I'm like, thank you, Netflix.
Scratch
Fair
that. They've already
enough.
finished it, and they're releasing it episodically. But Reacher season 2 is going to be my big one.
Ooh.
I loved
Ooh.
season 1. Season 2 has been just as good.
So the 6 that I narrowed mine down to, and one of them might count as 2 because I don't know how they're actually releasing it. But the Agatha TV series, both Diaries of Darkness and Covens of Chaos, I'm very, very excited about. I think the actress did amazing in WandaVision, so I'm excited to see her get her own stuff. I already brought up Echo. Echo's a really interesting character in the Marvel Universe. Super stoked to see her get her own TV show. And then 3 that I think are going to be solid hits, just because the setup for them has been fantastic. Of course, is Arcane season 2 coming out this year. Loved Arcane season 1. Bad Batch season 3. More Star Wars is more better to me, which comes to Star Wars Acolyte, which I'm very, very excited about. And then, of course, I am going to take an optimistic stance on the Fallout TV series.
Screenshots have looked okay. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Fallout's not one of my big IPs though.
Halo
True,
2's coming out.
Yeah, season 2 of Halo's coming out.
Is,
Oh, he was like Halo 2. I was like, Halo 2 came out years ago, dog. You're way behind the curve.
Is the Warhammer show coming out this year, or is that next year?
Production
No,
starts
Cavill-
this year.
Yeah,
Ah,
Cavill
okay.
just got the green light to do production this year. So
I don't even
imagine,
care if it's Batman reading me Warhammer lore. Like
right? Just sitting in a row by the fire, reading
Yeah,
from
like
the
in a
Warhammer
big
books.
chair, like a Christmas story. Fine. I'll
All
take
right,
10
so-
seasons.
Yeah, I'll
Jimmy-
give you a breakdown of Warhammer
10
lore.
seasons.
Everyone worth a shit has died.
Oh yeah,
The universe is controlled by scumbags. Page 2.
trauma, but with all capitals.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Bones called out a few. Brother's Son, Shogun, Has Been Hotel, which Has Been Hotel's been getting a lot of attention here recently. I'm very excited for that one myself. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which I didn't learn about until like the day before yesterday. And some of the stuff for that one looks really good too.
Is that a remake of the
No, it's a TV show.
It's a
Brad
TV
Pitt,
show set.
Angelina?
It's a TV show set in the same universe, kind of like how
Gotcha.
the Continental was for
Right.
John
John
Wick, if
Wick.
I understand it correctly.
Okay.
And then of course 3 Body Problem, which I'm also very, very excited about.
Oh no,
I really need to finish those
Almost
books.
done.
I read the first one and then have not moved on.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith has Donald Glover in it.
Indeed.
I-
All right, so
I-
moving right along, so we
That's
can
a
make
great
time
thing,
here.
you know?
sad
Board games and
face.
card games. Anybody
I'm
got
ex-
board
Yeah,
Go for it, Eric.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the fact that they're not releasing a new edition, and they are just making 5th edition different a little bit. Like I didn't.
for
wanna
Dungeons
have
and
to buy-
Dragons.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for Dungeons and Dragons, they're actually doing quite a bit that I didn't realize in regards to Dungeons and Dragons. So this year you're going to see the core rule books are being released again with updates. They're also putting out Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen. And the thing I'm actually excited about with them is the digital aspect that they're going to start doing. So
Yeah, I know.
it's not even going to be on D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond will tie into it, but they're actually doing their whole own digital play experience.
Well, and I
Um,
know that Dungeons and Dragons right now, and actually most of Hasbro, is getting a lot of negative press and a lot of negative attention, and they've earned it.
After firing 1,500 people right before Christmas.
Yeah. Which, I've tried to dive into that because I'm sure it's going to come up in one of the episodes, but I'm in a weird place because there's a large part of me that wants to stop giving my money to Hasbro. But I also don't want to punish the hardworking teams that were not responsible for this kind of thing. And so I'm kind of balanced on the razor's edge on that one. I am very excited for the upcoming Dungeons & Dragons content. I agree with everything you just said, Eric. I think it's going to be fantastic. I know me and my table are going to be moving into Pathfinder actually very soon. And my analog table, the table that I run here in town, we're going to stick with just the traditional 5th edition for the time being.
Yeah.
But I think the new material they're coming out with is excellent, and having it be so available to new players, I think is going to be a solid move.
I just want to see this digital play experience. They're going to start play testing this year, so it's going to be good. It's pre-alpha right now, from what I've read, and there should be a closed beta later this year. So, I mean, that's got me excited just because if I got to get new books anyways, I love Fantasy Grounds, but I will take a hard look at something that's D&D if it's reasonably priced. Like if I buy the new core rule books and they come with like actual digital codes like they should, digital codes, and I don't have to buy it twice, then I'm okay with it. Like college books do it. So, fuck D&D, you can do it too. If my $100 or whatever fucking college book can give me a free digital copy, you can too, bud. It'll be all right.
Not when Hasbro's in charge.
Well, you got to think they're not doing a money grab with D&D, shockingly, because they should just release a whole new edition. I mean, I don't know what happened. Like maybe they sold their soul to Satan, so they know they're going to sell this now. That's why they fired 1,500 or whatever people. But like, if this was Magic, I'd be like, oh, this is a whole nother thing. But no, they're just making like they're not changing everything. Like just the core rule books are getting some changes to it, but all the other books that are already released that are 5th edition it's just all just interchangeable. So you don't even need to technically get them. You could, but so that's a nice thing. You don't have to rebuy all the extra stuff too. So I mean, I got to give them credit.
Stay current.
I mean, while we're on the topic of Hasbro, I was really looking forward to the Outlaws
of
Magic
Thunder
the
Junction
Gathering release. I don't know if I'm gonna dive into it because I'm a pretty selective Magic the Gathering collector of sets. Like I'm really picky about the ones I pick up. I don't run out and buy every new set as it comes out or the new commander decks as they come out. I am really looking forward to seeing some the artwork and stuff that comes out from it. I know there's a lot of people taking a hard stance on whether or not they're going to give Hasbro any more money, and that's fine. Like I support you in that. Stick to your convictions, but we'll see what the artwork and stuff like that for Outlaws of Thunder Junction looks like. If it looks like it's going to have some really dope art, I'm probably going to pick some of them up if I'm being honest, just because I like looking at the pictures on the little pieces of cardboard.
Well, and I'm actually in a similar boat to you on that. I too am very much looking forward to Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I've been wanting a Cowboy Wild West Magic set for a really long time.
Yeah, we're also getting the Fallout Commander set. Yeah, the
Fallout Commander
limited series set or whatever. Yeah,
which I know that one has split the fan base. One side of the fence to the other as far as the specialty sets they've been coming out with. Me personally, I think they're fantastic. I'm so excited. I thought the Dungeons and Dragons release was great.
They were super cool.
I thought the Doctor Who one was cool. I loved the Lord of the Rings set, and so I'm looking forward to the Fallout set. And they're doing really good things using those sets as out of universe, but a place to test new mechanics. The Fallout set, for example, has a radiation mechanic that I think actually looks fantastic. And more than anything, especially when it comes to Thunder Junction, I'm looking forward to the continued narrative in the Magic the Gathering universe. Everything post Phyrexian Invasion has been a fantastic story to me. I know a lot of it has been well received by fans, especially in Eldraine, but I think the story is extremely compelling. And while I may not spend an epic amount of money buying cards and doing all the collector fun stuff, just having that story come out, I think is really cool.
What you got, Clark?
I have to pivot back to TV shows
because
I guess it's already started and it will just continue into 2024. But the Percy Jackson TV show is actually really good.
I've
been into Percy Jackson.
The Olympians.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter has been real into that.
Adam Copeland is in that. He plays Ares. That's Edge, by the way, from WWE. Now AEW, but yeah, Adam Copeland plays Ares.
Good to know.
So there's a little crossover. So you are excited about something wrestling sort of related.
That's I think that's a pretty good list. Before we start coming to a close here, is there anybody that had any kind of niche stuff in 2024 that they were looking forward to? Anything we missed? Travis, what you got?
The return of the McRib.
And the accompanying heartburn.
Do you actually enjoy those?
No, God, no, I don't eat the McRib.
What do you eat?
It reminds me of when I used to eat the rib MREs. What do you mean? I absolutely do love it.
That legit every year when they do a McRib goes and gets for like a week. He just eats McRibs at least.
Ironically,
3 or 4. No, he loves the McRib. Like,
how's
yeah, I thought it was weird too. I made that joke. I was like, you get some like weird 12-legged creature that they make the McRib out of, and he was like, I don't care what it's made out of, I love it. And I was like, you got to be joking. And he was like, no, I'll blow my diet that week while the McRib is out.
I'm pretty sure that's where they like tested Beyond Meat. Like, I don't think it's actually meat.
I'm pretty sure it's bug.
Former employees.
Could be cricket.
That's fair. Yeah.
Well, before we get to the end, then I'm
Soylent Green.
Yeah, I'm going to step in, and for those of you that are watching us on YouTube and those of you in the future listening to us on wherever you get your podcasts from, we are super appreciative of your attention, and I'm going to encourage you one more time, tell your friends about us, and do all that fun algorithm stuff. Even if it is you just have us on mute in the background while you're doing something else, we seriously appreciate it. And if you can tell our friends about us, give us a like, give us a follow. If you're on YouTube, give us some comments in the section down below. We'd love to hear from you. And yeah, if you can do that kind of stuff, it helps us keep doing it more, and we can get to the further corners of the Nerdverse. So
I have one special shout out to a new listener. Hi, Mom.
Is Mom listening?
She is.
Fantastic. Hi, Mom.
She's probably not live, but she does listen to the podcast. So.
Hi, Travis' man.
I'm going to take a moment, and I'm going to tell her that I love you and I miss you. I was real excited to see you the other day, so yeah, I'm glad you listened.
I forgot Lego set, The Eye of Sauron, is out.
Oh,
and it's
solid,
out of stock,
yeah.
But I will be procuring it in 2024.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Clark is already hacking sales receipts to rob somebody to get the Eye of Sauron.
I'm telling you.
Eric's having a good time.
And because you gotta think about it. It's the first episode, well, first or second, depending on how you look at it, episode of season 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, this is our first episode with all of us together for 2024.
True story.
Yes. Yeah. So, another year.
Listeners, welcome to season 2 of Crossing the Nerdverse. We hope you like it here. Bring your friends.
And we're gonna have lots more funny noises.
Oh, good.
Oh, no.
Whatever you do, don't put me in charge of the funny noises. I'm
using
ruin
my phone
this podcast.
I can't get the ones in this.
I love that. I'm gonna know when they're coming, and that makes me like okay with it. Where I'm just like slowly see you like creep your phone up to your mic,
and he holds it old man status.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I want to make sure that like it plays well, everyone can hear it. I don't know. I can't for whatever reason, even though I'm plugged into it.
Like, surprise me because I know it's just going to be like this little phone that comes up.
I'm not trying to give anybody a heart attack, you know.
I feel like that's an incorrect statement.
So, anyways, so check out any of our socials, mainly Linktree. Go on there, click stuff, do stuff, say stuff, and I think that's
There's
it
our
for
T-shirt
me.
right there.
Yeah, no, and we have merch. Like we do have merch.
It's just a T-shirt that says "Say Stuff."
Say stuff
with my face on it. I'm really gonna just all the merch is gonna secretly have my face somewhere in all of it. So like when you buy something, it's just gonna have my face somewhere.
Travis, get us out of here. Make us leave.
Our sales are gonna tank. But with that, we're gonna have to bring this episode to a close. We have been Crossing the Nerdverse. Thanks for joining us on our trek through what we're looking forward to for 2024. Find us wherever you get your podcast from, and we will catch you next time. Thanks for joining us.
See you guys.
Thanks everybody that watched. You're awesome.